Hi guys, Colleen with Just Autism here, and this past weekend I got to go to the craft store and I got to go to the dollar store as well. And what was I doing there? Well, I was stocking up on resources, reinforcements, rewards, cash out prizes for the upcoming school year. So take a look, see what I got, and then I'll show you what is kind of hiding in our basket at the moment. Stay tuned. So here we are in the craft store today, picking up some extra reinforcements and extra rewards for the upcoming remote learning school year. So let's see what we kind of found today and have in our cart. So in the 99-cent bin, we have these little craft packs, which are great for the bags when you're traveling, or just a quick reward, or just something fast for them to do on rainy days. And then we also have Silly Putty, so that is great. They love stretching and working with this stuff. Plus, if you have newspapers lying around, use that old little trick of showing them how you can copy the newspaper over. And then we have our little stress balls. And what else do we have here? We have our little magic growing water beads.
An egg.
Dino growing egg. And a stressed baseball. Then we have some clay, also great 99-cent bin items, and then some Halloween stuff for pumpkin painting.
Yeah, spider too.
And then of course we have some of the normal stuff, some foam letters, we have some popsicle sticks,
Colored
all
popsicle
different
sticks.
types of colored pop. Of course, we always have to have our googly eyes.
Googly eyes are fun.
Yes. And then we have pipe cleaners. We can't be without pipe cleaners.
They can make really fun shapes.
And then a whole bunch of different clay again. So that's what we've got today. Hopefully this will be enough to get us through the first couple of months of replenishing our sensory bin and our resource bin and our reward bin and all that good stuff. You've just seen my little trip to both the craft store and the dollar store, and there were a lot of great ideas there. And ultimately, pretty much I have to go a couple times a year to restock our little bin of reinforcements. So kind of just wanted to show you a little bit of what we currently have in our bin. A lot of it I kind of stash away to refill at later times, but hopefully you found some pretty nifty ideas, maybe to help you out. Maybe you've already seen them, that's great. If you're new to the game, maybe you can kind of just pick up on some tidbits of what you can keep around the house. So currently what we have in our little basket right here, as you can see, we have a nice little basket that we keep out for Danny to grab. And so we currently have one of his favorites, which is modeling clay, and it's in his favorite color, red, of course. So we have some modeling clay. And then we have some of the water growing beads. Now, good tidbit about these guys. You think these are one and done? You throw them into the bathroom or into the sink, let them kind of, dissolve, and then they grow into whatever little dinosaurs or lizards that they are. Don't throw them away, because I'll tell you why. At Easter time, these make great little Easter egg stamps. Put them in the little paint, let them put them on the eggs, or even just on paper, just to use around for artwork, just to do little arts and crafts. So you can use these more than once. They're just not a one and done. So do keep them around. I kind of just throw them right back into our little bin that we have for later. So let them dry out and keep them around for like some paint stamping type stuff. Great find that I found at the dollar store. If you can get there and find this, I suggest you go get it. And it's called Sight Word Bingo. Now, Danny's currently working on his sight words. So I saw this and I was like a kid in the candy shop. I literally yeeked in the middle of the dollar store. I think people thought maybe there was something wrong with me, but I just thought this was an awesome find. So I had to get it. So I'm hoping in the next week or so we can kind of play this game, because we just started back on our sight word review this week. So take a look, see if you can find something similar. Then, of course, we have Seek and Find. Danny has been getting into the Seek and Finds lately, thanks to his teacher. She's been kind of introducing this game to him, and it's just kind of helping, kind of helping the visuals a little bit, I guess, and just basically fun too. So ultimately, who doesn't like a good Seek and Find? But we have that as well. Now you're gonna find this really funny. My son loves whoopee cushions. Whoopee cushions. Best dollar store find I could find anywhere, because ultimately you can sit on them once or twice and then they just break. So I buy a couple of these at a time, but the kid has a sick sense of humor and he just loves pranking people. So, and he's a boy. What can I say? He's a boy. He likes parts. It is what it is, right? And then to satisfy one of our Forky obsessions, of course, we have to have Toy Story stickers. And of course, there's Forky right there. So he's going to love that when he sees that. And then we just have a small bag of Legos. The child always loved Legos. He always likes to build. And I kind of just threw this in here. This is a McDonald's toy that we kind of had from one of the Happy Meals that really never got open, but it's Lightning McQueen. It's one of his favorite characters, so I just kind of throw it in there. You never know, hit or miss, but it's in there. And then we have the little bouncy rabbit. He loves these little things. He gets a kick out of them. He thinks it's funny to watch them fall off the table. So, hey, great thing. Makes you laugh. I'm happy. And then, of course, we just have our little suction ball, throw it against the wall. Hopefully it won't damage anything. Hopefully he won't knock anything over either. But he just likes throwing this around, and he just likes the feel of the suction cups against the fingers too. So it's kind of more of a sensory thing, I think, for him than it is just a throwing toy. And then, of course, we just have a regular stress ball that looks like an apple, you know, for when he's feeling a little anxious or just overly stressed. And then we have our little squeeze ball with the beads in it. And he really likes this. This can kind of alleviate some of the anxiety that he's having when he's having a frustrating day or a very stressful day. Now, another funny thing Danny likes to do, Danny will wear sunglasses because he thinks if he puts these on, nobody can see him. So every now and then he will put these on just so that he can kind of be invisible to everybody, and we kind of act like he's not around. Little quirks. What can I tell you? Another great item, baby doll brush, or a baby brush, and this one has Elmo on it. And I've been asked to change the Elmo because we don't want Elmo. But this is a self-soother for him. So Danny will request head tickles or arm tickles, like up and down the arm with your hands, and the same thing on the back. However, what we're trying to teach him these days is that to self-soothe himself more on his own and not rely on someone else helping him to self-soothe. So ultimately, as he gets older, it's going to get a little creepy if you have a 13-year-old asking a teacher to kind of give them arm tickles. So this brush kind of reenacts that same sensation up and down the arm or on the head or on the back so that he can kind of do it himself. He's been using this a lot lately, especially at night, because he has a little bit of a tough time going down at night sometimes, and he's just kind of overly anxious and just wants to go about his evening and not really go to bed. He wants to be a part of what everybody else is doing, and this kind of helps to mitigate, you know, the meltdowns that are about to happen, or could happen, I should say. This kind of stops those. And then last but not least, for the head tickles, we have a head massager in there, and then he just sticks it on the head. And believe it or not, mommy likes to steal this every now and then because it really does feel really good. But it's a pretty cool toy, so we keep these in there. And like I said, I do keep tons of other stuff on hand and in the drawer, so that as things go, we can ultimately refill this so that there's always options. I technically like to get this down to the bare minimum before I fill it out, because I don't want him to think that this is just something that he can go run to and grab a new toy out of whenever he wants. He does know that he needs to work for these things. Like we said, these are cash out prizes for him completing work during the week, especially, you know, if he completes all of his work, he sometimes gets allowed to take 2. Well, that's our sensory bin. So if you have any ideas, or if you have pictures of your bin, comment below and let me see what you got, because I would love to go back and forth to see what ideas you've come up with that maybe I can add to my bin as well. And keep an eye out for my next video, because I am going to have a little trick on how you can maybe get your kids to eat some more vegetables, but using mac and cheese. And not just any mac and cheese, homemade mac and cheese. And let me tell you, it'll take you the same amount of time to make it homemade that it does to make that big blue box. So I will see you next time.